221.8. How can the self be called the enlightened one? The self is eternal wisdom. It can neither be the enlightened one nor the unenlightened. Anticipating this question, Shankaracharya says that it is only a convention. It is common practice to say, I know, when you receive information brought in by the body senses conglomerate, though you are the self, quite distinct from it. By the same token, the self is said to be the enlightened one. Though the self cannot be described in words, they are the only tools we have to speak about it. 221.9. If actions are denied to the enlightened one, what about the actions enjoined by the scriptures? The answer is, even those are not needed for the enlightened one. Though karma brings in various results like heaven, etc., the enlightened one is not concerned with that. The ultimate result of karma is purity of mind. Shankaracharya has made this clear in his preface. See 4.17.2 of Volume 1. This is his consistent view, as evidenced in Viveka Chudamani, Sloka 11. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. Karma is for purity of mind. Only if you rid your mind of impurities will the path of wisdom or jnana open up for you. The enlightened one has already experienced wisdom through purity of mind. Therefore, he does not need to do any karma. 221.10 Bhashya.
Nanu vidya api avidushaha eva vidhiyate vidida vidyasya pishtapeshanavad vidya vidhana anarthakyad tatra avidushaha karmani vidhiyande na vidushaha idi visheshaha na upapadyate.
Translation. Objection. Knowledge too is meant for the ignorant. To give knowledge to the one who knows is pointless, like grinding something already ground. That being the case, to say that actions are meant for the ignorant and not for the enlightened has nothing special in it. 221.11 Bhashya.
Na अनुष्ठेयस्य भावाभाव विशेषोपपत्तेः अग्निहोत्रादि विद्यर्थ ज्ञानोत्तर कालम अग्निहोत्रादि कर्म अनेक साधनोपसंहार पूर्वकम अनुष्ठेयम कर्ता अहम मम कर्तव्यम इत्येवं प्रकार विज्ञानवतः अविदुषः यथा अनुष्ठेयं भवति न तु तथा न जायते इत्यादि आत्मस्वरूप विद्यर्थ ज्ञानोत्तर काल भावी किंचित अनुष्ठेयं भवति किंतु न अहं कर्ता न भोक्ता इत्यादि आत्मैकत्वाकर्तृत्वादि विषय ज्ञानाद् अन्यद् न उत्पद्यते इत्येषः विशेषः उपपद्यते.
Translation. Reply. No, because there is distinction between the existence and non-existence of things to be performed. The rites like Agnihotra are to be performed after gaining knowledge of the prescriptions regarding their performance and after collecting the various articles required for it. The unenlightened has to perform them with the knowledge, I am the doer, and this is my duty. On the contrary, the enlightened one does not have to perform any rite after realizing the meaning of the nature of the self laid down in texts like is never born, etc. Apart from knowledge about the unity and non-doership of the self, evidenced in words like I am not the doer and I am not the enjoyer, nothing else arises. Thus the distinction remains. 221.12 Bhashya.
यः पुनः कर्ता अहम् इति वेत्ति आत्मानं तस्य मम इदं कर्तव्यम् इति अवश्यं भाविनी बुद्धिः स्यात् तदपेक्षया सः अधिक्रियते इति तं प्रति कर्माणि स च अविद्वान् उभौ तौ न विजानीतः इति वचनात् विशेषितस्य च विदुषः कर्माक्षेपवचनात् कथं स पुरुषः इति तस्मात् विशेषितस्य अविक्रियात्मदर्शिनः विदुषः मुमुक्षोः च सर्वकर्मसन्न्यासे एव अधिकारः अत एव भगवान् नारायणः सांख्यान् विदुषः अविदुषः च कर्मिणः प्रविभज्य द्वे निष्ठे ग्राहयति ज्ञानयोगेन सांख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम् इति तथा च पुत्राय आह भगवान् व्यासः द्वाविमावधपन्थानौ इत्यादि तथा च क्रियापदश्चैव पुरस्तात् पश्चात् सन्न्यासश्च इति एतमेव विभागं पुनः पुनः दर्शयिष्यति भगवान् अतत्त्ववित्तु अहङ्कारविमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते तत्त्ववित्तु नाहं करोमीति तथा च सर्वकर्माणि मनसा सन्न्यस्यास्ते इत्यादि.
Translation. Again, the one who knows himself to be the doer will certainly have the thought, "This is to be done by me." By virtue of that thought, he is eligible to act. Thus, actions are enjoined on him. Such a person is unenlightened. This is what is meant by the statement, "Neither of them knows." And the text, "How and whom does he slay or cause to slay?" refers to the absence of action in the enlightened one. Such a person who has realized the self and the seeker of that realization are eligible to renounce all actions. It is for this reason that Bhagavan Narayana has made a clear distinction between the enlightened man of knowledge and the unenlightened man of action, and speaks of the two distinctive prescriptions in the text: by the path of knowledge, the men of wisdom, and by the path of action, yogis. Likewise, Bhagavan Vyasa had told his son, there are two distinct paths. There are also words of Vyasa to the effect, quote, "The path of action is the first and the path of renunciation the next," unquote. Bhagavan shows this again and again, quote, "The one who is not enlightened, deluded by the feeling of I, thinks he is the doer," unquote. And, quote, "While the enlightened knows he does not do anything," unquote. And also, quote, "I have forsaken all actions with my mind," unquote.